Peter Michaels.
Patrick Bateman.
Elliot Niven.
That is me. Niven, you said it right.
All right.
You wouldn't believe how many people they don't know me. They're coming to the stage. El Niven. You know?
Naveen.
I'm into it, but
Like
it's
Ravine.
I was just going to
It's
say the man they call Naveen. No?
It's just like Wonder Bread as it comes. Niven, man. Like,
Niven.
Yeah, exactly.
What are the roots of Niven?
My dad is an immigrant from Scotland, actually.
Oh, okay. So it's a Scottish name.
Yes, it is.
Interesting.
Like most people. On some level in Canada, lots of people. Yeah.
Because is Neve a Scottish name or is that Irish? Do we know? Niamh. That's how you say. That's how you spell Neve. In some cases, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Now you know.
Man, you are worldly today.
I was interested in finding out if I could change the E to an I.
Yeah.
Because then it would be a palindrome, right?
Right.
Same
Oh,
backwards as
yeah.
forwards.
Yeah.
Or the E to,
Yeah.
Nevin or, you know.
Are
Yeah.
we doing a 23andMe right now? Is that how it works?
We could.
What's
we
that?
could.
What is it, 23?
You know, one of those
Ancestry,
kind of sketchy DNA
I
tests?
did one of those.
You did?
So my wife bought me one, the cheap one, not the like too expensive one.
Yeah.
And like I was hoping there'd be something surprising in there. And it said I was 20% Asian, which was kind of cool. So yeah, I'm down. man.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So your dad's Scottish. Do you know your mom's background at all?
Canadian,
Oh, okay.
French Canadian,
Okay.
a little bit of Scottish too. And
Okay.
maybe some Asian, you know? You never know.
Those things are never wrong, especially the cheap ones.
That's what I'm saying, man. But like, you know, people get out there and they have a good time together.
Yep.
You never know where you come from.
Okay.
Totally, right?
So the like, I'm hesitant to take one of those tests. Very hesitant.
Because they're going to take your DNA and you might pop up in a.
Well, yeah, because I mean, every once in a while, it's like we found this notorious serial killer from
That's
40
what I'm
years
saying.
ago because
That happened.
his fifth removed cousin took a DNA test, right?
Yeah.
And you know, there's all sorts of privacy concerns about it too. But the one thing I want to know, and I wish everyone could get one of these tests, is for everyone to find out just how Jewish they are, because so many people are taking these tests, and whether it's a 0.00, people are realizing that at some point there is some form of Jewish culture or Jewish heritage.
Cool. Interesting.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
None
makes a
popped
lot
up
of sense.
for me, but maybe
None.
I should double check.
Yeah, no Ashkenazi Jew in your
No,
DNA
but
test.
I like how they say it's like you're part of the tribe, you know?
Okay,
I like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'd like to be able to say I'm part of the tribe.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, for right now, you're here with your tribe.
Heck yeah.
A surprise show for you tonight.
Very surprised. Like 2 days ago we heard about it. And we're
Yeah.
like, yes, of course we're available.
And you had to clear a schedule, right?
Yeah,
Like it was
yeah.
just so
He
many.
did though.
on a Sunday.
He did.
Yeah.
He had a show last night, right?
Yeah, I was I was
Okay.
supposed to be down at Uglies in the Combe, just
Oh.
strumming solo, but yeah. Put that off for a couple weeks and got the band together and came down here. Man.
Okay, well, let's back it up a little bit. As we mentioned, so you were in a band called Stone Iris did we play it on the radio station here back in the day? Or did you just, was
I think
it just
you might
a-
have spun. You
do
might
you
have
remember
spun the
that?
one
Were-
song.
No,
What year
I
would that
think
have been?
may have been before my
that
time.
2015, man.
Yeah, that would have been pretty
2014.
close.
Okay.
I remember showing up. We played our like new single acoustic
Yeah.
in your boardroom.
In
It was
the-
good, man.
Oh, in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
boardroom.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
I was nervous.
Yeah, was that one of your first like promotional events?
Yes, that was one of our first. Like we got together, we did a crowdfunding, and we got the songs together, and we put them out, and got some radio tracking. So it was our first professional push, I'd say. You know?
Cool.
Yeah.
And that was 7 long years ago.
Yeah, and we're still hacking away at it, just fucking, just going, man.
We're in a
you know?
different kind
Yeah.
of boardroom today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The boardroom of a bar. Bo's Bar and
The
Stage.
boss's boardroom.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
boss. Our boss?
Well, not the boss.
He's a boss.
He's
Brennan.
a
The boss.
Brennan the boss at gmail.com, I think is his email.
So let's work through then from Stone Iris to Niven and The Alibi. How did this project come together?
Oh man. So like I started that band with my brother right out of high school. And it's actually the same guys, the same drummer and bass player I'm still playing with. It got kind of like wanted to change. My
Yeah.
brother's doing other stuff. He's working on the railway now.
Oh, wow.
So it's like it wasn't Stone Iris anymore once he wasn't around. So I was like, I'm gonna write my own songs and do my thing. And
Yeah.
the guys wanted to keep going. So
I
now
read
it's El Niven and The Alibi.
so on your website you've got a little bio.
Yeah.
Is it true?
Yeah, totally. All of it. Absolutely, man.
Because I finished reading it, I was like, you know, I've seen bands or artists or celebrities fabricate origin stories before.
What part of what do you want to dive into?
It's
I
really funny
think-
because we both have the exact
Yeah,
same.
and I was
had
like-
the exact same.
I was like, if this is fabricated, that's a great.
Great.
This is fantastic. That's a great like kind of wrestling gimmick origin
Yeah, yeah.
story. So you met your drummer in juvie?
Yeah, dude. Well, it's like he wasn't totally in it, but it was like
He was
all
on the
through
other
high
side.
school, like I don't even drink anymore, right?
Okay.
All through high school, I was just got in trouble, man. I was on probation all the time, couch surfing a lot. Like I'm cool with my parents now, but I was
Yeah.
just a total pain in the butt, man.
Yeah.
And Jeff had his own problems too. So it's like this musical therapy program got
Okay.
together, and that's actually like we didn't even play together in a band until a couple of years later, actually. But like that's where we met, and we were both living in Calgary.
And it was actually a musical therapy
Yeah,
program.
musical therapy
Oh
program.
man, that's fascinating. Because when
And
I
we're
saw,
still on the same program. Like I'm still not drinking, and I'm still doing my musical therapy.
how many years later?
So I quit the first time when I was 18 until I was 22.
Yeah.
And then I moved up to Edmonton when I was 21.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm mature. I can handle this again. But it doesn't work with me, man. So
Okay.
within like a year, I was a mess again. Back off to rehab for 2 months.
Wow, dude.
Came back. The band was like, yeah, let's get back to work. And so it's been like a few years now for sure. Like 11 or something.
So
that I
how
haven't
much
drank for?
before the
incredible.
musical therapy, how much of a role did music play in your life?
Not like pretty big. I've always loved music. My grandma got me guitar lessons when I was in grade 6.
Were you already
But like
wrecking havoc
in
grade
high
6?
school, I got like hip hop was the big thing, you know, like
okay.
50 Cent was the thing and all that. And I was
Yeah.
just, I didn't play a lot of guitar just because it wasn't what I was into. But it wasn't a big stretch until right after high school where it was like, I was working in a panel making factory and I was kind of on and off living at home. And that's when my younger brother was playing a ton too. So I'd come sit in he had a band going as well. And I'd just come in and sit in on and start singing and playing guitar. And the rest is kind of history.
What kind of factory?
Panel making.
Panel making.
Yeah, like electrical panels.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, for an ADD guy, it was challenging. Man, 'cause they give you this like diagram.
Yeah.
They didn't let me do it all on my own, but and it's just repetitive stuff, very detail oriented. But yeah, it was panels being made in factories, being made in Calgary to be used in like oil field operations.
Okay.
Okay, so I still need to ask you about the musical therapy.
Yeah,
program.
sure, man.
So this was my initial thought after I realized that this might be a fabrication because it sounds like a pretty wild story, but like you realized some sort of musical inspiration or attachment or influence at this time. You use it as a tool.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the people involved are also using it as a tool to benefit you.
Absolutely.
That is
yeah.
incredible.
And it's the real deal, man. A cool thing, because when I was working at this panel factory as well, one of the cool things about it, I was able to take my Discman to work. So I was like listening to music all day,
Consuming.
going home, and then jamming with my bro.
Yeah.
Right. And then it was like I kind of was looking forward to getting up and not like being bored and stuff anymore.
Yeah.
You know? I
Yeah.
get bored really easily.
Yeah.
That whole thing about idle hands is the
Well,
devil's
so
whatever.
is that the big part of it then?
COVID
Is
was
just
hell, dude.
keeping yourself busy is the biggest
I need to be doing. I
benefit of
need to
it?
be doing stuff all the time. I need to work out like every day. I need to be feeling like I'm accomplishing stuff. And
Yeah.
I got 2 kids and a wife, so that keeps me quite busy and something to focus on. But I always need something to chew into, to bite into. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So
incredible.
I said, COVID was tough because it's like, what
Oh,
are
yeah.
we doing? Can we put out music? Should
Yeah.
we? Should we not? Can we play?
Yeah.
Can we meet up in secret and jam? Like we would never do that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean it was a long stretch, and we've talked every single band we've talked to was impacted negatively. I
was
don't
a
think we've
bitch,
talked to
man.
someone from your perspective who like for reasons beyond money or career
Yeah.
needed
Needed to
that
be out.
outlet.
Oh, I got to, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I wrote so much. All the stuff we're gonna record.
Yeah.
Coming up now. We're jumping back in the studio this November.
Mhm.
It's all stuff like a lot of co-writes through FaceTime with people and a lot of writing on my own.
Wow.
So it's all this brand new stuff that kind of has come out of COVID. So it might be kind of a frustrated sort of angsty, which I'm into, man. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
And are you a smoker?
A weed smoker?
A cigarette smoker?
No.
No, never.
I'm a singer, man.
Well, I know, but you put
all
out 4 songs that all seem to relate to cigarettes.
I struggle with it all the fucking time, buddy. I smoked from the age of 14 till 20 in my recently into my 30s,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I jeweled for a little bit, and I'm chewing on a Nicorette right now.
Okay.
But I don't smoke cigarettes, man.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I had my
My
last
wif's a
one.
respiratory therapist.
Oh,
I
God.
can't be doing that.
How long
shit.
have you been together, too?
Long time, man.
So you stretched it pretty thin.
Oh yeah, totally.
You smoked till the last chance.
Was there
Yeah.
ever any ultimatatimes laid down?
No, she just
was
like,
good?
what are you doing? Like
Yeah.
she follows all this medical shit on Instagram, and she'll send me like, look at these lungs, man. Like, quit that shit, you know. And it's true, but I do smoke weed. Like,
Yeah.
I'm off the booze, but
So
I'm,
that's
I'm
California
sober.
Yeah, yeah.
Totally. I'm on the dope. Yeah, totally.
I've had an
You've been
on
off
and
and
off.
on, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I'd quit smoking 3 years ago for a full 2 years. Not nicotine free.
Yeah.
But about a year ago, I kind of started smoking
It's
quite a bit because I
tough,
was hanging out here a lot more.
It's so tough.
But like for me, it's a social thing.
Yeah.
Like I need an out.
Yeah.
I need I need some sort of excuse to, venture off and just kind of do my own thing for a few minutes.
Absolutely.
I just
I
use-
really feel like that's the truth.
I just use diarrhea.
Well, you can't use diarrhea 6 times in one
Well, it
night,
depends
multiple
on
nights in a row.
Depends on what was served for dinner earlier.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, nicotine's it's a tough one because
Yeah.
smoking is bad, but it's like it's all good. Like,
Yeah.
no one really cares.
My mom smoked her entire life, had a hole in her lung from it, and still never gave
Just
it
kept
up.
doing it.
Just kept going.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I smoked cigarettes for 13 years, and if I didn't have the vape for the last 2 weeks, I would definitely be struggling.
I dabbled with the Juul for quite a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I got one of those. My partner was in America a month ago.
Oh, nice.
And she knew that I was planning on, it's getting colder out. I don't need to smoke, and I don't need to be smoking in the
Yeah.
winter outside.
Yeah.
So she brought me back an American vape.
Ooh.
So I got that high nicotine. Oh, fucking amazing.
Stronger.
It's high nicotine, but this thing's running out, so I'll be back to Canadian Nick levels pretty
America's
quickly.
so messed up and so beautiful in so many ways. It's like
I got
awful.
I got
and
a U.S.
wonderful
trip
at
in a
the
month.
same time.
Yeah, I might need you to pick some up. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's dope. Yeah.
COVID aside, you guys had a decent year in 2022, right?
Yeah, man.
You guys
Absolutely.
were out east quite a bit.
We landed the big rec opening gig
Yeah.
for the bunch of out east dates, which was like a dream,
Yeah.
dude. Because
First
it was
shows
like we
out
came
there?
out of COVID with nothing going on,
Right.
to playing to like 700-800 people that were into watching music.
How much touring did you guys do with Stone Iris?
Nothing to that extent.
Okay.
We did a lot of self-booked tours, like
Yeah.
through the states and
Yeah.
stuff, playing bars and wherever. But
White knuckling it.
white knuckling it,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
But yeah, this big rec run was the first kind of thing at that level, and it was amazing.
What was from like the moment of finding out about the tour? I'm assuming you had at least a few months' notice.
I think we had like 2 months notice or so. I think.
To the moment that you started playing that first show, how many shows was it?
It was a run of 6 shows
Right.
in Ontario.
Like, can you track how you felt, your emotional roller coaster in those 2
Oh
months?
man, I'm so jaded and pessimistic these days about anything not happening until it does. I've gotten pretty
Oh.
good at just chill
Okay.
out until it happens. And it even got pushed, like things changed and
Right.
it got pushed back like a week or something.
Yeah.
So right up until we were actually there playing, it was like we got the whole set together and we just kept writing and working and managing expectations. That's the big thing. You,
Yeah.
you can't let them into your mojo too much.
I won't
man.
be surprised by disappointment this time.
It's just like, yeah, if it happens, it happens. And if
Yeah.
just the big thing is just keeping our head down and keeping on rolling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, is that all straight up your personality, or is that shit learned through some of this
Oh,
therapy
dude.
and the
Yeah, like a
or
little
just life
bit.
lessons?
Life lessons.
Yeah.
Being in the music industry's tough, man. You know, you can't get. It's weird because it's so touchy feely when you're writing, but like you really put yourself out there to get opportunities and stuff. And if you take it to heart too much,
Yeah.
like you can't. So it's like you got to be kind of
Soul-crushing.
soft enough to bend, but hard enough to stay tough at the same time. You know.
Yeah. No, that's. I mean, that sounds like a pretty healthy perspective.
But the main man with that attitude is the drummer Jeff, dude. He's
Oh, okay.
He's the dog, man. He keeps it 100 real all the time.
Oh, okay.
He's got all he needs, and he can get her done. So,
And that's your collaborator.
yeah,
Since
that's my
your
partner,
teams,
man.
Right? Yeah.
That's
yeah.
the long-haired guy with the straight long hair, and then the other guy with the dreads, Ryan. We've been playing together same amount of time, man. Just about, pretty close.
Yeah. Wow, that sounds. What an interesting journey you've had. Realizing some things about yourself at a younger age that most adults barely have figured out by
Yeah, it's
35. You
well,
know what
and
I mean?
I'm still figuring other stuff out, but yeah, man.
Yeah.
I count myself really lucky that it's surrounded by a lot of love.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, balancing out family
Huge.
life. I scoped out your Instagram a little bit. Two
Oh, dude, it's
very
that's
young. How old are they?
1 and 3.
wow,
geez,
wow,
you're
wow.
busy.
And we got 2 puppies, man. It's wild.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes you talk to parents who have older kids or whatever, and they're like, oh, like you're in it right now with a
just get that?
1-year-old and 3-year-old.
Just
It's gone.
Oh,
It's
it's
gone.
gone. Damn it.
Line of use.
All right.
Cool.
Next time.
And they're like, oh yeah, like how old are your kids? And I'm like 1 and 3. They're like, you're in the shit right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I love hearing that because it's like, yeah, I'm not crazy. This actually is pretty hard.
Yeah.
It's physically demanding. It's mentally
Physically,
demanding.
yeah.
It's all of the things.
I
I
like
had no
to-
idea.
I don't have kids. You have 3.
Oh wow.
But I like to tell anyone that I know who has young children about my friends whose 2 daughters go to sleep at 7 and wake up at 7.
Yeah, that's
Every day.
That doesn't happen.
That's
in my
bullshit.
house, man.
That's
For-
bullshit.
Going strong.
When my first was born,
Yeah.
my dad said to me, "Good luck getting any sleep the next 10 years," and be damned if he wasn't 100% accurate.
Oh, yeah.
right. Because then 3 come along and all had sleeping issues. The one, honestly, the one was probably 7 or 8 before he started sleeping decently through the night.
Wow.
it was
That
just
sucks.
ridiculous. So, but you're also at a fun
Have
stage
fun,
too,
man.
because the one video I saw you post where you're pouring the syrup on his pancake.
Oh, yeah.
and the kid's like, no more. Like, I love when they get to that age where they know what they.
Dude, the
Wanna go?
3-year-old is yeah, it's a special time, man. He's
Yeah.
my little homie. Like we talk, we have conversations. He's starting to be able to like mess with me, like tease me.
Yeah.
Like he gets jokes. Like I built this ugly Lego car and he's like, no, you have this. It's your favorite, Daddy. Like being sarcastic. And I'm like, wow. Teaching this.
Where'd
guy
you get
some
that
stuff,
from?
man? Yeah, I don't know. No idea, man.
And does that help keep the rock star a little grounded as well?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. My wife helps keeps the rock star grounded.
Yeah.
She keeps it real too. Absolutely, man.
Wow, that sounds like you got some good stuff going on.
Trying to. Yep, absolutely. Very, very lucky.
Yeah. So
sure, man.
And it's forget when it was, but there's a band out of London, Ontario called Texas King, and they before the pandemic they were the opening band for Big Wreck on their Canadian tour.
Right.
And I kind of know the singer from that band. I was asking him how it was, and his immediate reaction was like, "It's fucking amazing. We watch this scientist on stage from Big Wreck playing every night. Like it's not a
That's
level
accurate.
of musical knowledge that you get to see all the time."
Mm-hmm.
And like Thornley, like I'd stand on the side of the stage, on his side of the stage every night and just chill, just like watch it, kind of
Yeah.
next to his guitar tech, watch how him and his guitar tech work together.
Yeah.
The tones he'd get, like all that guitars and amps he plays. He's like a guy playing amazing songs with amazing tone through amazing gear
Yeah.
with all these fans that just know all their stuff. Grew up like listening to their stuff on Much Music and all that.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, man.
It's great. Just that ties in with who you're opening for tonight is 2 artists that I can think of where I see them at a festival and you've got every band that is on the lineup side stage watching.
Yeah.
One would be Thornley and one is Grandson.
Amazing.
Like every festival I've seen,
Because when you saw Grandson at that Edmonton festival, he wasn't headlining, right?
he was like 2nd or 3rd on the bill. Like it
Right.
was
Yeah.
mid to
Still
late
daylight?
afternoon. Still
Right.
daylight
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. And all like even the headlining bands were outside stage watching what he's throwing down.
Yeah, of course, man.
I feel like you don't see that very often.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when there's something special, you got to soak it up, dude.
Yeah.
Totally. There's no better way to learn, I
Right.
think, than watching.
So,
a
and I ask this
master.
question all the time as well. Can you do you just go to shows and can you just go to a show now and just rock out, or is
Absol-
it always?
Well, it's like, yeah, I'm watching. Like, I don't just like, I don't really drink and like hang out anyways, you know?
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
rocking out, like I'll go and observe and do my thing and check it out. But yeah, I love going to shows.
Have you been to any recently that?
I haven't been
mentioning?
to any recent shows just because on weekends when I don't have shows, I'm usually watching the kids
Yeah.
so my wife can go do something, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Jeff, on his side hustle, works for the union that sets up all the stuff at Rogers.
Oh wow.
So he's caught
Oh.
some amazing shows.
Yeah.
Like the Eagles and Pink Floyd and caught all that stuff side stage.
Mhm.
So I get clips.
He
Yeah.
doesn't invite
Live
you?
vicariously. That's
Yeah, I know,
that's,
I know. I think you got to work. You got to work for the
You gotta
roadie
know it's a
team
work
setting
ethic.
that up.
that's another thing of parenting young kids. You live vicariously through your friends that don't necessarily
Totally,
have
man.
that, or yeah.
And vicariously through my kids too, man. You know, just watching them and
Okay, so the new music. When did you drop this EP?
So we only have the one single Cigarettes we put out in just at the beginning of summer there.
Okay.
And we're going to be following it up with something pretty quick here.
Okay.
And there's a previous EP, right?
There's a previous EP, kind of a little more stripped back acoustic, and then another single called Lungs that we put out around the same time, and Cheap Six Pack.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of kind
of.
of smoking. Lungs is a cover though. That's a Townes Van Zandt song.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, we took it and just totally messed with it, but all the lyrics and melodies are the same.
Okay.
And that's so you like almost split personality music wise. Like it sounds like you really kind of dig that acoustic singer songwriter
I
stuff,
do.
but then
And
there's also that real kind of
the fuzzy,
punchy, edgy-
the fuzzy stuff
yeah.
too. Like, so that acoustic EP was kind of the way that worked out was Stone Iris was done, and I was writing a ton of songs, but I didn't know how to record them or how I wanted them to sound. So I said, I'll just record them the way I'm playing them right now. So we did it stripped back, more acoustic centered, because that's what I was working with at the time. But yeah, I love the riffy, fuzzy stuff too.
Yeah.
I always am being pulled in both directions, but it's not so much a pull, because like I'll show up and do that a little more strummy stuff on my own,
Yeah.
and I play on my own all the time
You
too.
have that outlet. Yeah.
So I'm just I do both.
If you can live in both worlds, why not?
I'm trying to,
Yeah.
So you found out about the show very last minute.
Yeah,
It's a great show to be thrown on last minute.
yeah, totally.
I
man.
believe it's sold out tonight.
Yes,
here.
it is.
It
Yep.
is. Yeah, there's a lineup outside already.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And what are you planning on doing tonight?
Tonight we're gonna play 45 minutes. Gonna do a couple covers. Do that Lungs one I was talking about.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a drum and bass jazz cover of Georgia somewhere in the middle,
Wow,
just
okay.
to kind of chill it out a little while I switch guitars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the rest of it's just the gritty kind of bluesy stuff, man.
Yeah.
A lot of new stuff, like 80% new songs tonight.
That's very
Awesome,
exciting.
yeah.
First time
Totally.
that you guys have managed to put those on stage? Or?
We were playing a lot of them for the big rec run as well,
Okay,
and we
cool.
have been over the summer.
And how did you feel about your reaction or the reaction to you guys on that big rec?
The big rec, it was amazing,
Yeah.
dude. Like, so they do, like, you kind of judge these things by how much merch you sell and all
Yep.
that, and we sold out. So it was
Sweet.
we came out there thinking, oh, we'll need this much, but we needed more. So
Did you get more, or were you just sold out too early?
we weren't able to get more, but
Yeah.
it lasted until at least the last show.
Yeah.
But like people have been, I'm still chatting with people that are like, when are you guys going back to Ontario?
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
sick. Well, what was the Toronto show?
When are we coming back
Yeah.
to Ontario?
Who's next? Who's putting him up next?
Yeah, exactly.
What did you play? Do you remember where you played in Toronto? Was it?
We didn't play Toronto.
Oh, you didn't?
No,
Okay.
it was like Sudbury, Waterloo,
Okay.
the Schwa,
Yeah.
Peterborough. Their
Nice.
B market, man. They're not gonna give us their A market right away, right? They'll give us a little try with the B market first.
Next round.
Yeah, exactly. The Edmontonians go play Sudbury. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, those Sudburyans are eager for a
Yeah,
show.
I think they have
came out.
Broken Love opening for them on all the
okay.
big city dates.
Right.
Which is also a wicked band. They're killing it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's who they had on the lineup here. Well, it was Monster Truck was part of that too, right?
It was Monster Truck, and then co-headlining it with Broken Love
Right.
opening.
Right.
I
Right.
think was the formula.
And Broken Love's here in what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Something
Dude,
like that.
Dave, I follow him, and Dave's like nonstop.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All right, man. Well, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
I think
hanging
there's
out.
a sound check that needs to be got, too.
Anytime.
Yeah,
Down to
anytime.
chat.
All right.
Down to
Elliot
chat, boys.
Niven, Scottish roots.
Yeah,
Maybe
there
a
you
little
go.
Asian too.
Exactly. Heck yeah, man.
Thanks for hanging out, man. Much appreciated. That was a great chat.
Sorry.
I don't know what he's doing. Just doesn't want to record the outro. Recording in progress.
When did we start?
We started without an intro, in which case we're hanging out here in the back office at Bose, Brendan's office.
This is the beauty of the office, which we've been
The booze vault.
pretty familiar with in here lately. Hey,
The only booze that's not in here is from our friends at Sawback.
Sawback Brewing Company, because it's not in here. Because why?
It's beer.
And which needs to be
Refrigerated.
yeah.
Just
it's
found that out.
It's toasty in here. So there's a cooler just around the corner from us with the Sawback in it.
All stocked up. Have you seen Niven and the Alibi before?
Well, just again, when I was kind of looking over kind of the bio today too, and saw the Stone Iris, I'm like, shit, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure I remember having them in at the station.
As soon as
at
he
one
took
point.
his glasses off, I was like, I fucking know that
Yeah,
guy.
I think you.
I remember that
So if
guy.
it was 2015, would you have been there? When did you start?
No, I wouldn't have been.
Because I'm trying to think too.
No, I would have been. I would have showed up summer of 2015, so I may have just missed it.
If they perform, I'm trying to think. We built that stage, so they probably would have been like.
We didn't build that stage till
2017.
2017. Yeah, I want to say.
So it would have been performing in just a
In the boardroom.
Bare ass. Was it in the boardroom or
Well,
lunchroom?
that's what you said.
I thought he said lunchroom.
Well, I thought you said boardroom.
Okay.
Which you've done a
probably
couple
would've been-
times.
Probably would have been the lunchroom. A little bit more room in there. Anyways, we
That
digress.
stage really got some use.
It-
I remember the first band we had on that stage, and it was a big deal because we had a ton of listeners show up. We had food for listeners.
Yeah.
We had a time set, and then the band spent, 90 minutes?
Minimum.
If not closer to 2 hours, if not more, doing sound check
Yeah.
for 2 fucking songs.
Yeah. And had I think everything they had on stage for their show here that night.
Good God.
On stage at the, but that we built that stage, so it's, you get bands would come in and they'll perform at radio stations. So we built that stage to kind of have that.
Bring it out of the studio a little bit.
Bring it out of the studio. It was the day after Gord Downey passed away.
Oh, right, because you guys were building
So
and listening.
we'd had hip playing the whole time we
Yeah.
were building it, and the biggest thing to come out of that stage is so we built the frame of it. And then we had somebody come in and lay the flooring for it.
Yeah.
And the guy that came to lay the flooring was like, "What the fuck kind of angle is that?" Because we had to angle it into a corner a little bit. And that probably took 2.5 hours for a couple of radio guys with protractors.
Right.
And I don't even know what the hell else we did to cut that angle.
And you're drinking Sawback.
There was definitely...
Morning Gord Downey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely some of that.
And then we had a couple more bands on there.
We did do all right. There was a few. And it didn't break, so hey.
That's true. That is actually something I never thought about.
Nobody went through that floor.
Yeah, you didn't have a Radiohead incident on your hands.
Exactly.
Um,
Big thanks to Go Services Inc.
hell yeah. I just was talking to someone on the weekend about the potential for planning a big party this summer. And they're like, yeah, I mean, I don't really want all these people using our bathroom. Might have to get a porta potty. And I was like,
Yeah.
I know some people that might be able to help us out with
And I
that.
think they've been working on like a special one for you for a
The
lot.
executive.
The executive.
The executive VIP.
What's this big?
elite.
How come when do I get the invite for this?
Oh,
party?
you're not
What's-
being invited.
Okay.
There's no chance.
I'm busy. It's the summer anyways.
And who else? Bose Bar and Stage, of course, we're here under these brilliant lights.
We got
Thanks to Ryley.
Ryley and Ryan.
Producers of The Road the Stage and
I think
operational managers of Communal Creative Studios. Which, hey,
We had-
by the
oh,
way,
yeah.
today, 500
Yeah.
subscribers. Holy shit.
so. Now you're not going to be as relentless telling people
Oh,
to
I'm
subscribe?
going. Well, no, it's once you get your first billion, you got to get your second, right?
That's right.
So we're now halfway from a pretty big milestone as a YouTube channel. You need to meet a certain requisite or prerequisite of a list of things to qualify for basically being an official YouTube channel.
Right.
In which case, we are halfway there to subscribers. We're 500 out of 1,000. And there's a bunch of other stats and stuff, but that's amazing. That's incredible.
Very cool. Great job. That's a lot of that's on you. Just ripping phones out of people's hands.
Literally. Hey,
Literally.
you got YouTube on your phone? Yeah. Start searching.
I think now, if you ever come across Patrick Bateman in the wild, just hand him your phone.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
don't. Otherwise, it's going to get ugly.
I did it to someone this morning, actually, who...
At church?
No. Church of F1, maybe.
Yeah.
And let's just say I assumed they would have already been subscribed, but
And
they were not.
Are they were they number 500?
They were $4.99.
What does 500 get? Is there a prize?
Nothing. Probably. Well, if
I
it's,
unsubscribe
they
and
probably
resubscribe,
got
okay.
on the guest list for the show tonight. Is
Oh.
what they got. So
All right.
there is a bit of an incentive.
Subscribing has its benefits.
It does. Anyways, we got a big show tonight. You got dinner plans?
No, actually.
Nothing.
I didn't even think about
Oh wow!
it.
All right.
Because
Well,
I've been thinking about this show all freaking
yeah, you're
day.
pretty excited. This is like
Very
a big
excited.
band for just like not just you but your family.
Every single one of my kids, my daughter not as much, but my two boys for sure. My youngest son was pretty crushed that it's an 18 plus
Yeah.
show.
He's almost there.
He's got a few years to go yet, but he's pretty excited, and I'll film a couple of songs there for him. Maybe
Cool. Well, that's very exciting. And
Yeah.
I've never seen Grandson before, so here we go.
How is that possible?
Who did he come with here? It was the Glorious Sons, right? That he
The
opened with at
Glorious
Memorial?
Sons, which was a little bit of a legendary show, because I don't think Red Deer was quite ready for Grandson at that time.
Right. You said it.
Which I
yeah.
think
And it
we've-
was a seated show.
It was a seated show, and I think, did you talk to him about that when you?
That is when I interviewed
Was that an
him.
in-person?
No,
was
it was
for
on the
that
phone.
Was it during that show?
It would have been no, it was a week before or something. It would
Okay,
have been for
okay.
that show.
Okay.
But yeah, we've both chatted with Jordan over the years.
Yeah.
And this time we didn't.
And this will be so I saw him at the it was a Memorial theater, and I think every other time I've seen Grandson has probably been a festival.
Okay.
So I am stoked for this
Yeah,
tonight.
it's something like I was in the Reddit post I did for the guest list. It was Grandson is making his debut at Bose and Red Deer. Not his Red Deer debut, but a much more welcoming environment for chaos.
Yes. That's a great
In a good way.
That is
In a good way.
Very, very good way to put it.
So tonight's going to be a pretty wild Sunday, I think.
All right, let's go check out a show and see you next
Wednesday.
The Road the Stage is produced by Ryan Kuly and Ryley Surian at the Communal Creative Studios in Red Deer, Alberta. In partnership with Go Services Inc., Sawback Brewing Co., Tourism Red Deer, and Bose Bar and Stage.